Hello friends, and welcome to SUMILIER Talkies. I've been asked this wonderful question: why do wines need to be oaked? Brilliant question, keep them going. I really enjoy answering wine questions. So the answer to the wine question, why do wines need to be oaked, is that wines actually don't need to be oaked. Oak to a wine is like a qualification to a human being. A qualification enhances the value of an individual. And in the same way, oak enhances the profile and character of the wine. It brings complexity, and hence the reason why oak is used. The common themes of oak used in wine include French and American oak. And each of these are two different types of oak, because French oak comes from the European oak, which belongs to the scientific name Quercus petrae, which is the Sicile oak, and American oak comes from Quercus alba. French oak differs from the American oak because it gives some unique characteristics such as vanilla, spicy, pepper, nutmeg, cinnamon, cloves, lots of spice notes and aromatics with French oak. American oak, on the other hand, is equally aromatic but on a different spectrum. So you have notes of coconut, butterscotch, caramel. These come from American oak. So the winemaker uses these aspects and determines, based on the final individual style of his or her wine, what kind of oak he or she wants to use. The other reason why oak is used is to bring stabilization to the color of the wine. Elagitannins, which are the oak tannins, are important to structuring the phenols in the wine, and hence oak is used for this purpose. Aging in oak also helps in micro-oxygenation. This is the third benefit of using oak. Minuscule particles of oxygen enter through oak, and these are responsible for integration of the different elements of the wine. So you have the fruit, you have the alcohol, acidity, the texture, all blends in when you age a wine in oak. And so you can see there are many benefits of using the oak. But having said that, oak is also expensive. So a barrel of oak for a wine producer costs anywhere from €1,000 to €3,000. So winemakers have to really think of what wines or what grapes go into which oak in order to determine the best economics of using oak in wines. Oak is also very difficult to maintain. Oak can get easily contaminated with bacteria, so maintenance of oak is quite important, and hence winemaker needs to also look at that when using oak. Now, in terms of flavor compounds, French oak and American oak are the two commonly used oak in wines, but you also have Hungarian oak. Hungarian oak adds a lot of texture and weight and floral attributes to a wine. Russian oak, on the other hand, adds all those sweet notes, a bit of coffee hint as well. So there is a lot of learning about oak. Oak is still under experimentation with winemakers. They're using various types of oak to determine what works best for their grapes and blends. So without wasting any more time, I have with me a Rioja wine. So these are classical wine regions which use oak. In fact, oak aging is part of appellation guidelines for Rioja, which determine how the labeling of the wine goes. So Rioja wines, by regulation, need to be aged in oak. So this is a Reserva Muga. Muga is a fabulous producer, very established, one of the oldest producers in Rioja, based in Haro, another place that you must visit. If you have not, you'll find the exquisite tradition of winemaking in the region, and many wineries close to each other. So Muga's Reserva wine, Reserva specifically in Spain, needs to be aged for at least a year in oak and a couple of years after that in bottle. So let's taste Rioja Reserva and find out what kind of oak notes are there here. So swirling it, very attractive vanilla, licorice, hint of smoke, there's some pepper in it, so it's got all these varied nuances going. And solid mouthfeel. The vanilla The toast, the smoke comes out really well. And the beauty of a good oaked wine is that the wine is really judiciously blended. So despite the fact that there is strong oak nuances in this, there is a very powerful fruit core underneath this wine, and that brings about that luscious, harmonious blend in this wine. So try finding out oak notes in the wines that you taste in the next few days or even if today. Tell me what kind of flavors you figure out, if it's coconutty, butterscotch, or if it is more on the vanilla, smoke, spiced side of the flavors of wine. And enjoy tasting. If you need to know more, subscribe to my YouTube videos on Sumi Sarma. I'm also there on Instagram at Sumilier Tasting and on Twitter at Sumi_Sumilier. Just check my blog out. It's on www.sumilier.com. Enjoy the rest of your day.